Good to go.
Am I supposed to hit got it?
Yeah.
Back to.
All right. Still there?
Everybody, I'm here.
Okay.
There you are.
All right. Jason's still ugly.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm ready, Joan, if you guys, if everybody's here.
Okay. Notice is hereby given that the Village of Homer Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing via remote conferencing on October 28th, 6:30 p.m. to consider the following pursuant to the current Village of Homer Code of Ordinances. Appeal number 491, Jason Bailey, applicant, reputed owner, for property located at 1 Park Avenue, tax map parcel 76.25-02-01-000, is requesting an area variance to replace a garage with a shed of the same size in the same location. Pursuant to New York State Legislature's approval of Bill S50001, amending the Open Meetings Law, 1, Village of Homer ZBA meeting will be closed to in-person attendance by the public until further notice. In the absence of public comment, we encourage residents to request a Zoom link by contacting Tanya DeGennaro at the village offices 607-749-3322 or by email DeGennaro@homernewyork.org. Individuals may also watch the public hearing at the Village of Homer's YouTube channel. Please include in your email if you'd like to participate directly in the remote conference. The above applications open to inspection at the village offices. We encourage you to email, call 607-749-3322, or mail all your communication needs before said zoning board of appeals meeting. Tanya DeGennaro, Village Treasurer. Homer's YouTube channel. Please. Go, Tim.
All right. Can we open the public hearing? All right.
It's open.
Okay. And I believe Jason goes first, right?
That's right.
What do you want me to say? So all I'm asking for is I took my old garage down because it was uninsurable and rotten, and I just wanted to replace it with a shed of the same size, same footprint, same location, everything, just so I could continue to have storage as I did in the past.
Okay. Is there anybody else there that needs to speak? Is he the only one from the public?
For the record, Tim, someone, if Tim is on, it should be on the record as to why a variance is needed.
You want me to answer that?
Is
Yes.
Kevin on?
Well, the thing is that 99.9% of the homes in this village, if you are too close to each other, so you have to have a variance via your neighbors, whatnot, to pursue something if you take it down. So I had spoken with my neighbors. I have many people on the street that would join this call to advocate for it, including the 3 neighbors that are around me. I told them, don't bother. It's not necessary. But yeah, that's the reason why, just due to property lines. I mean, technically the majority of everyone's home is too close to the road right now. If something was to happen to it, you'd have to join this meeting and get a variance for things.
Okay.
Due to new state guidelines.
The simple explanation is it's closer to the property line than allowed.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I need. Thank you.
So I'm assuming there's nobody else in the the public that needs to speak, right? So we can close the public hearing, right?
That's right.
So close the public hearing at this time. And this is where we do our discussion.
Did we have any letters or anything come in speaking out against this, or this seems pretty straightforward to me?
I didn't get anything in my packet today.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is he's going a little bit higher than the original one, but that's still meets all the criterias.
Okay.
I believe you have to do the balancing test.
Yep. We can do that. If there's no other questions, I think we can do that right now, can't we?
No, I've got a question.
Okay,
My turn?
yeah.
Patty.
Yeah. What is the setback required in the zoning variance, and what's the setback of this proposed shed? And the second question is, why is this a shed in place of a garage? And what's the difference?
I don't know what the first part of your question is as far as what the state mandates or the village. I was just told by Kevin McMahon that it was too close. Technically, even my home is too close to the street, but it's already grandfathered in.
Well,
The reason why I did a shed is just because it's a temporary structure and I can move it when I want to. I can move it off the property if I want to.
So you're saying it's movable.
Yeah.
So is Dante on? What is the setback requirement on that street for that property?
Yeah, I don't have the code book with me, but you should have a copy of the village code book and you'd be able to look it up
I
right in
can answer that question because
I didn't get a copy of the village code book, but if I should have one.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
appreciate
Tanya or
Somebody
Dan,
getting me one.
if you're on, please provide Patricia a copy of that because she's going to be needing to use that in her research and determination. So
can I
yes.
answer that question?
But yes, yeah, sure, Tim, please.
This is basically all we normally do and I believe, I'm not gonna do it word for word, but the offset for anything moving a fence line or a garage, a shed, cannot be within 10 feet of the property line. To do so, they need a variance approval by the zoning board, which he's doing right now, and is replacing the one building. We just went through this with the garage right behind Adam's house there. The same thing, the guy took the garage down, put it back on the same set foot. The only problem we had there was all the measurements were wrong and he had to fix them. Unfortunately, Jason was led with some miscommunication. His is already up, so it's not going to move anywhere. It's not going to go any closer to the neighbor's lawn. It's not going to be any farther away from the neighbor's lawn. It's already set, but the set is 10 feet off the side of a house or the back of a house or a property line.
The setback requirements.
It doesn't
from the
matter what
property
street you're
line-
on. It doesn't matter what street you're on. It's in the village of Homer.
You're saying that the zoning ordinance requires a 10-foot setback from the property line. And what is the setback for this shed? Because I couldn't figure it out from any of the sketches.
So it's 3 feet on one side, Patricia, and a little less than 4 feet on the other side. So it's less than the 10 feet setback for the rear and the side.
Then I would like to know why wasn't the new shed put at the appropriate required setback?
Because
What
his
is-
lawn's not that, he'd put in the middle of his house.
Excuse me?
It'd be put in the middle of his house if he went 10 foot.
So it's right up against the house where it's
No,
supposed to
it's
go
against the
now?
neighbor, it's against the garage was built right on the neighbor's property line. If you want to do a little history of Homer, drive around and look at every house, like Jason said, about every house and everything's going on around here is what they have said now is illegal. If my
But
house,
wait.
if my neighbor's house burned down, they would have to get my permission because they're so close to rebuild. That's how the village law is written. And I
Yes,
can,
I understand that.
so all he did is he cannot go any farther without, in his backyard or front side yard. He's got the concrete pad there where the garage was. He tore the garage down because it's fallen down and just re-put the shed where it is. So he's not changing anything different than was already there 6 months ago when the old code enforcement guy told him to go ahead and do it. Now he's stopped to do it the right way. He's asking for permission from us to do it. So it's on record that that shed is legally put where it's supposed to be. So no one now can come after.
Well, I beg to differ. It's not legally put where it's supposed to be. What you're saying is that the ZBA will approve that it's put where it has been put, but that's not where it's supposed to be. And certainly that when any property is demolished, I totally agree with you that new construction is supposed to meet code. It's supposed to meet the zoning ordinance. It's supposed to meet all the rules and regulations of the municipality. So it's not supposed to go back to where it was. And the reason that everybody else is doing it is not a good enough reason for something to be done. So I don't want to be argumentative, but my understanding of the way this sort of thing is different. And so I guess what I would like to know is what, if you're asking for an area variance, is why could it not be put with the technical reason, and the reason I could agree with this is that there is a very good reason why it could not be put where it's supposed to be put. And I can't accept the reason that other people have things that are not in place because it not just doesn't wash. Okay.
Ma'am,
Well,
the reason why I couldn't put it,
Our job is to go look at these jobs. So you should have that vision in your head that his property is small. Our job is actually to go look at the property, look at these things, and have it in our head when we come to this meeting that we went and talked to him. We've met with him. We did our job, measured it all out and everything. So when we come to this meeting, this should be short, sweet, and to the point.
So I think the map that was provided shows it pretty well that the parcel is small and there is not a lot of options to put the shed.
Well, I couldn't find measurements on the map. That's my problem. And I would appreciate it if I get information with maps that they actually do have the measurements on them so that I can read it and I can understand it.
Yeah, so one of the maps does have the measurements on it, Patricia. I don't know what page it is.
The map of lands of Peggy A. Reese.
Yes, so.
Okay, I could not see on there what the setback is for, because that's the old garage. So I can't see.
Correct, right. So you're just making the inference that the new garage is put in place of the old garage. So the current setbacks are still 3.79 feet. And it looks like just over 3 feet for the rear.
I
So-
understand. And now in requesting that something that is not up to the code be permitted is, I would like an explanation of why it couldn't be, since there's now a space between that shed and the house from the very sketchy, undesignated map sketch, whatever it is.
okay, well, first of all, I'm gonna talk now. The math is the best I could do. I was not told to go to a engineer, provide an architectural drawing. I was told by your village to provide you with it. The other thing is, on the property, according to the variance that you want 10 feet here, 10 feet there, 52 feet here, whatever it may be, the property is only 70 by 50. That's it. If I was to take this shed, I'm going to end up with basically a shoebox, literally a shoebox, somehow in the middle of my driveway, maybe. There's no possibility for it. I'm sorry that this doesn't conform to what is, but I feel like I'm being attacked for something. All I've tried to do my whole entire time being in this home is to improve it with a new driveway, with a new roof, with a new addition, with all these things. As a matter of fact, before this came to light, the code enforcement officer sent me a letter, not to my home, to my neighbor's home, to his name. So nobody in this whole entire village knows really what was going on. Mind you, 2 years ago, I built a shed on the other corner, a little tiny one, just to house some stuff that my father could hold. Never heard anybody complain about that, never heard anything. If that needs to come down, well, so be it. I'm not trying to be argumentative here, but it's in the exact same spot that the original one was for 91 years.
Jason,
Now, the building that burnt down in town, right on Main Street, that went up. There's no problem with that, and that's in the exact same spot as well.
Jason, well, she's asking a question, but we got the answer. Like I said, we need to do our homework, and homework is sometimes not being done. Is there any more questions on the discussion here?
I don't have any.
Nope, I don't have any more questions.
Joan, can you start reading the 5 questions for us, please?
Yes, I will. This is the balancing test that's required. Number 1, whether an undesirable change would be produced in the neighborhood character or detriment to nearby properties.
I would say no.
No.
No,
No,
Oh, no. Okay. Number 2, can the benefits sought by the applicant be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant?
I would say no, given the lot size.
I agree with that.
No.
I would like a real clear statement, a one-sentence statement of the reason that it is required. But I don't think I'm going to get that, so I'm going to say no.
Oh, no. Number 3, is the requested variance substantial?
I would say yes. It's 3 feet instead of 10 feet. That's a pretty large discrepancy. So it is
Yes.
substantial.
Yeah, I would say yes as well.
That-
All yes?
Mhm.
Number 4, would the variance have an adverse impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood?
I would say no.
No,
No.
No,
And the last one, has the alleged difficulty been self-created?
also
Mm,
say no.
I would say no.
No.
One more.
I said no if you're waiting for me, if you didn't hear mine, Joan.
Okay, so I got all your answers. Go, Tim.
All right, no more discussion? I don't know if this is the word. I'll make the motion to allow to grant the variance for the proposed garage that's too close to the property line.
Tim, do
John's
you
not
mind if
gonna
I
like that,
stop
Tim.
you for a second and ask you guys to make
Hold on a minute.
determination?
Tim,
on
are
this
you
issue?
making them?
Oh.
I heard the dog.
Yes, sorry.
I would just ask that the chairman consider making a determination under seeker, as this is an area variance, to classify it as a type 2 action. If that is the determination of the board, but it's pretty clearly falling under that category as well, before they consider the actual granting of the area variance.
I got that done. Tim. Now I'm ready.
So Dante, what do we need to do about the seeker?
It's
Just-
not required.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to make a determination what type of action it is, and it's clearly an area variance, affecting a single family house, which falls under the type 2, which is something that doesn't require any further environmental review, but just to put it in the minutes and incorporate that into the motion, if somebody could do that.
I've got it in there like I usually do, where the attorney advised that it was, not required. And I have that little statement I put in there. Now you want to include it in the motion?
No, as long as it's being incorporated, Joan, that sounds like a fine way. I've seen you put that in the notes before, but I just wanted the board to, have that on the record along
Yep.
with their consideration.
I will have that. It's on the record now.
Okay. And so Tim, I know Joan doesn't like it when you make the motion, so I'll make the motion to grant the variance as requested.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Was that
Noel,
Noel? Okay, Noel.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Is that all?
Adam was a yes.
That was the silent one. I heard that.
All right, what's next here?
Mr. Bailey, you have your variance.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thanks, Jason.
Have a good night.
Thanks. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate it.
Have minutes to approve.
Joan, before we approve the minutes, can I bring up something?
Sure.
On my paper, it reads, with no further discussion, the motion was made by Chairman Tim Maxon to grant the variance for the proposed garage too close to the property line that allowed as requested. The motion was seconded by member Paula Harrington. I believe she is a member of the planning board, not ours.
Was that the last minutes that's in?
What's that?
What were those, the June minutes, I think?
Well, the last ones we did, it says, that's where it says on there.
Okay.
So if we can just get that changed, I believe it was Noel or that did it.
It was probably Pat, because I got the P on there.
Right, that's what I'm thinking too, Joan.
Okay, Pat, we weren't sure. We, Noel and I talked about it. We weren't sure. But,
I take the, when you speak and everything, I do it by initials. And
Yep.
sometimes you're going fast, you probably put a P in there and then all of a sudden used Paula Harrington on the planning board. I'll change that, so your minutes would be approved as corrected.
yes, please. Do we have a motion? I need a motion. Can you still hear me?
Oh, so we need a motion just to pass the minutes?
Yeah, we need a motion to pass the minutes.
To approve
Okay.
the minutes as corrected.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
Got a second?
I think it was just Tim, Noel, and Patricia at that meeting. I think you're the only three that can vote on this.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Then I'll second.
We discovered that's not true. I think Dante informed us that whether you're there or not, you can approve the minutes.
Yeah, it was actually Tanya that did the research, and I don't want to put words in her mouth or paraphrase, but generally the board is recognized to have existed, prior to the current membership. So as a board, you are approving minutes that you were, a part of because you are the continuing version of the Zoning Board of Appeals.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yes,
Patricia seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, if I can.
Hey, can I just mention one thing too? I don't know whether you saw in my chat, Joan, that I think the appeal for today was 492, not 491. Because Tanya had sent out a correction this evening. But I'm not sure.
According to my records, which go back 10 years, it's 491. I keep them in order by, like I said, 10 years. You guys never start over with one.
Okay, it just says 492 on the 5:35 email tonight. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I don't know which one it is.
It's not, I keep track of them in a big row, and it's 491. If Tanya can come up with the one that's missing, I'd be glad to put that on the record.
Okay, I just want to point that out.
I believe something was on there about, I thought we'd met on the last Thursday of the month anyways. Or how was it worded?
Tim, it wasn't formally adopted. We changed it, so it just has to go in again.
All right, so we gotta make a motion to accept it.
Correct.
Motion to accept what?
I thought it was that whenever we start the year off, that we made the motion to meet on the last Thursday of the month.
We changed midstream, so just a simple motion to accept that it's the fourth Thursday of the month. That's all. Just to memorialize it officially.
We should be careful the way we word it. The fourth could be different than the last. I'm okay with it.
Right. So it's not the last, it's the fourth.
Okay.
Right.
6:30?
No, when I joined this group, it used to be the fourth Thursday. And then one month had 5 Thursdays in there, and everybody thought we went to the last Thursday, and it said the fourth Thursday. So when we brought this up, we made a motion at the beginning of the year to make it the last Thursday of the month. I thought we did that like in January or February, whenever we had a meeting. We made a motion to have it on the last Thursday. So it didn't matter if it was 4 Thursdays or 5 Thursdays, it was always going to be the last Thursday. I thought that was already voted on and passed.
I can look that up. Which one do you want it?
I thought the board voted on to have it on the last Thursday of the month. And I believe Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that where our discussion, or did we stay the fourth Thursday?
I've got it. I'm looking ahead in my calendar, and I have booked out the fourth Thursday in my calendar.
The village as a whole would like the planning board to be the fourth Wednesday and the zoning board to be the fourth Thursday. That's what, for a little consistency. That's why we would appreciate if you guys did that.
That would be all right with me.
That's the way I have it, fourth Thursday.
All right. Right. Okay. Dan, when did you want to meet?
Fourth Thursday, Tim. Fourth Thursday. The fourth Thursday of the month.
Okay. The fourth Thursday.
Yes, sir.
6:30.
Sounds good.
So let's make a motion now that it's in the records.
Make a motion that the zoning board meets on the fourth Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
As needed.
as needed.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I think I had to leave, so I'm heading to the firehouse to have another meeting, but I think she put down on the bottom there something about, somebody's got the paper in front of them about training.
I
Yep,
just
so
saw an email
what
for
it
that.
is, yep, everyone needs 4 hours by the end of February 28th. If anyone needs hours, we're gonna do live ones in January as planning, so we would do zoning the same time. And in the meantime, I'm gonna keep sending you some online ones. I sent one tonight and it's worth 2 hours, so if you complete that, that would be 2. And you just need 4 by the end of February. Just send certificates or last pages of anything that is sent to you.
Okay.
All right, does anybody need anything from me? Because I really have to get to this fire department meeting. So now I'm going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
How about asking for adjournment?
There you go.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
I need a second.
Dan seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thanks. Thank you, everybody. Happy holidays.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Aye.